Stevie,
They
want to ask you
hardcore boxing news. Question: to get this done, did you all have to put out some big guarantees?
I don't want to get too far into the specifics, out of respect for the fighters. But look, everyone had to bear a little bit of pain, in this. And I mean, not necessarily in terms of guarantees, but to get this done after so much time, I think the reality is everybody had to push to past their level of comfort. And that's what eventually got it done. It wasn't about one deal point or somebody made a give. It's about everybody going 5 or 10% past the point of discomfort. And that's how we were able to meet the middle, is everybody sort of says, I'm not really comfortable doing this, but to get it done, I'll give this. And that's what happened on the fighters, the networks, the promoters, and that's how it ultimately got done.
So everybody had to bend over a little bit, huh?
Steven, as an executive at Showtime, is there any pressures from top down, organization-wise, to continue performing just with the changes in technology, streaming, everything, to kind of continue to show the importance of live events as well?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Especially in this media market, you look and you can see all kinds of changes going across all media, not just sports media. You see layoffs, you see budget changes, you see write-offs. And it's important that, as a sport, that we continue to, show up for the big events, that fans continue to watch, to engage, because, the downside is with all these metrics, they start falling off, immediately. Immediately when things are going to fade. Now, thankfully, we're having one of the strongest years that we've ever had, and I think that, when we do things like that, I lose less sleep at night. But, it's... that's not going to drive the business. The fights get made when they can make them. No one's saying, hey, we need this for Showtime's business. No one's doing that. We try to make as many good fights as quickly as we can.
And Stevie, I want to ask you, because this fight has been brewing for a while, but it just got relatively made just a short while ago. Can you talk about the speed and expediency that you've all showed to make this fight, considering the busy schedule that you had, the great schedule that you had? Talk about just that diligence that you've all showed, as well as your suit today, right?
Right. Well, we had, there was a period of a few months last late summer and fall, came really close. Didn't happen. There was a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration when it didn't. And I think, candidly, I think a lot of us were wondering whether we'd have an opportunity to engage in that negotiation ever again. So when we did have that opportunity, I think that frustration, that disappointment was a real motivator, because we all knew how bad it felt to miss the opportunity, not just for all of us, but for the sport overall. So once we were able to come back together, then it was sort of like, we can't let this get away again. And, we all knew what it felt like. Forget social media, just what it felt like internally to not deliver that big a fight, and we didn't want to face that again.
Steven, what is your advice for future media execs